MacVittie joins us. He's got an interesting book. It's called Learn, Labor, Love, Laugh, Live, a father's daily thoughts to his son. And boy, his stories, I mean, actually, some of them are pretty mind-blowing. Paul, thanks so much for hopping on with us.
Not a problem. It's a privilege.
So this book, you know, you tell these interesting tales, including, and we're going to start with this one, what happened when you married your wife just 3 weeks into your marriage?
3 weeks into our marriage, she was shot.
Wow.
And, hold up by some, whack job.
And so how did you deal with that?
Well, I dealt with it initially and for Aaron's shock and just wanted her to survive. That's what I wanted to do, and we were living in an area where there was a lot of crime, and so I knew then I would start to make plans to live somewhere else.
Do you think that having that happen early on, it's so tough, I can't even imagine, did that make you stronger? Did that make you both appreciate your marriage more?
Well, we certainly valued one another more. When you're going to lose the one you love and just got married, you realize how transitory and precarious life can be.
Yeah, no kidding. And your book is filled with all kinds of those moments, I think, and that's why I started in that direction. Why did you write this book?
I wrote the book because I wanted people to benefit from the things that I had learned. I wrote it not for no other reason than to show people that living life, regardless of circumstances, it can be a positive experience. And you have to make... Go ahead.
And in the beginning, even for you, we talked about your wife, but if we roll back time a little bit further, the story is in the very beginning. You talk about being kidnapped from your mom when you were 8 months old, and then being, reunited and getting that sense of family. Talk about that, because that's so heavy in your book. I mean, even the tagline, a father's daily thoughts to his son, family's important to you, obviously.
Well, absolutely. And, and when that all happened, I was so young, I didn't realize the significance of it. I realized the significance of it as life went on, as I evolved.
And so life moves on. You turn to sports. That becomes where you really find yourself getting away from some of the things that were going on in your life, right?
Yeah, sports, first of all, they became my extended family. The coaches became parental figures. And, that whole substitute there, I was probably unaware of at the time. But that's what they served as.
Tell us what you did for a living, because I think your path through education is really fascinating.
I imagine you feel that way. I can imagine how some professors felt that way.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do when I went off to school, other than working with people and coaching. I assumed was going to be an opportunity, and I started off that way. And but I realized that I had a lot to learn, so I kept on going to school, including graduate school and doctorates in psychology and theology and things like that.
Yeah. Tell us the importance of psychology and what you've done with that in your life.
Well, that is probably the most critical. Who am I? What's expected of me? What can I know for certain? What can I hope for? Those basic questions of what you face every day, you have an opportunity to make it a growth opportunity or not. And I decided to make it, see what I could get out of it that would profit me in terms of who I was going to become.
And is it something about also teaching that to people?
Oh, Oh, absolutely. And I want people to understand that they are always confronted with a choice. It can be a growth choice or a regressive choice. And our potential is, unlimited. And that's what I love about working with people. It's like coaching. You can take a ball player and make a great hitter out of him, or pitcher, or whatever.
Boy, isn't that the truth. We're speaking with Dr. Paul MacVittie. His book is called Learn, Labor, Love, Laugh, Live, a Father's Daily Thoughts to His Son. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And, in the title, we mentioned some of the things about learning, labor, love. How important is laughter?
It's critical, especially the being able to laugh at yourself. And people don't realize how important that is.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
So, that's I learned that, and it served me very well.
And then, of course, you talk about your son, and even on your book, on the cover of your book, for everybody listening, in big letters, you have the Learn, Labor, Love, Laugh, Live, and then the father's daily thoughts to his son. You've got an American flag, and then you've got a plane, and you're very proud of your son and his service. Tell us about your son.
Well, he's a colonel in the Air Force now, and he started off by wanting to serve, and he applied to the Air Force Academy, was accepted, and the rest is history in terms of his career. It's just outstanding. He's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Had four deployments, and the picture on the book is a C-17, which is, and that was the one he was piloting when he had deployments.
Yeah. When people pick up this book, what do you hope they take away from reading your book?
I hope they take away from the fact that they can, whatever they have, they can turn it into fertilizer. What they're doing and what they choose to do can be a growth opportunity. And they can learn a lot about themselves. Because we determine who we're going to be by the choices we make, obviously. And the phrase I use when I'm talking to a lot of guys is to think like a farmer turning into fertilizer.
Think like a farmer. That's the great hashtag for this. I love that. Well, this book will make you laugh out loud, and it is interesting. You have led a very interesting life and been through a lot, but also come out on the other side. And I think that's why it's so important when you talk about the love and laugh part and live, and it's about living.
Absolutely. And that's what we're supposed to do, live, victoriously, triumphantly.
Yeah. And working with people, and especially when we talk about psychology, that's got to be something that you emphasize.
There's no question about it. And I tell people that the greatest gift they have is the ability to choose how they're going to deal with circumstances. Doesn't always mean circumstances are great or so you don't wish they were different. But how you deal with them is your potential.
I've never heard it put that way. That's wonderful. How you deal with it is your potential. Well, this book is terrific. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes & Noble, wherever great books are sold. Dr. Paul MacVittie, thank you so much for coming on.
It's a privilege, and thanks for calling.